All right, let's get right into this. We're talking about Jack Finney's incredible story, The Third Level. And at its core is this really cool mystery about Grand Central Station. A mystery that kind of blurs the line between what's real, what we wish was real, and time itself. I mean, come on, who hasn't? That feeling of just wanting to unplug from all the noise and the stress of right now and just go somewhere simpler. That question, that feeling, that is the absolute heart of this whole story. So hang on to that thought. So here's the setup. It's super simple. On one side, you've got the official story, the facts. Grand Central Station has 2 levels. End of story. The railroad execs will tell you that all day long. But then you have Charlie, just a regular guy, 31 years old, who says, nope, you're all wrong. There are 3.
Now, Charlie's not crazy, so he does what any of us might do. He goes and talks to his friend, who happens to be a psychiatrist. And his friend's take is, well, it's quick and clean. He basically chalks it all up to this: a waking dream wish fulfillment. In other words, dude, you're just stressed out and daydreaming.
And what's he supposedly trying to escape from? You guessed it. All the junk that comes with modern life. Insecurity, fear, war, constant worry. From the psychiatrist's point of view, this third level isn't a real place with trains and tracks. It's just a little escape hatch Charlie's mind built to get away from all that pressure. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's a perfectly rational explanation. But that's the rational explanation. Charlie has his own story, and this is where it gets good. So let's leave the psychiatrist's office for a minute and hear what Charlie says he actually saw. For Charlie, it all starts one night after work. He decides to take the subway from Grand Central, a place he's been 100 times, but he gets turned around. And he describes the station as this almost living thing, growing like a tree, always pushing out new hallways and stairs like roots. And it's down one of these strange new corridors that his whole world changes. He walks down this corridor and steps out into somewhere else. The first thing he notices is the light. It's not harsh and electric. It's soft and flickering. They're open-flamed gas lights. Then he looks at the people. The men have these huge handlebar mustaches. Women are wearing dresses with puffy sleeves. And then he sees the train. A tiny little old-fashioned locomotive. It looks like something straight out of an old photograph. It becomes pretty clear, pretty fast, that he is not in Kansas anymore. And here it is, the final nail in the coffin, the absolute proof. He spots a newsboy and glances at the stack of papers. The masthead reads The World, a paper that hadn't been printed in years. And the date on the front page? June 11th, 1894. It's real. He's actually done it. He's traveled back in time. So, what's your first move when you find yourself in the past? For Charlie, it's not about being a tourist. He decides right then and there he wants to stay. He wants to move in. But actually making that happen? Well, that turns out to be a little tricky. He knows exactly where he wants to go to. Galesburg, Illinois. A place he's only heard about. A town that, in 1894, is this perfect, peaceful world. Big lawns, fireflies, quiet evenings. A world where the Great War is still 20 years in the future. He walks up to the ticket window and asks for 2 tickets, one for him and one for his wife, Louisa. This is his chance to escape for good. But then comes the reality check. He pulls out his wallet to pay, and the ticket clerk just gives him a dirty look. The bills are all wrong. They look like play money to him. The clerk thinks Charlie's trying to pull a fast one and basically threatens to call the cops. His 20th century cash is completely useless here. So Charlie bolts. He gets out of there fast, but he's not giving up. The very next day, he goes to the bank, pulls out $300 and exchanges it for old-style currency from the 1890s. Now he's ready. He goes back to Grand Central, determined to find that corridor again. But he can't. He searches and searches, but the doorway to 1894, it's just gone. So that's that. His wife gets pretty worried. He eventually stops looking, and he just goes back to his old hobby, stamp collecting. It really starts to look like his psychiatrist friend was right all along. And then something turns up, something that changes everything. And you gotta wonder, right? That's the question that's just hanging there. Was it just a vivid dream? A full-blown hallucination from being overworked and stressed out? For a while, it really seems like that's the only answer. The door opened once and then slammed shut forever. And just when you think the story's over, there's a new twist. His friend, Sam Weiner. Yep, the psychiatrist, the one who called it all a Waking dream wish fulfillment. He vanishes, just disappears. Nobody has any idea where he went. But Charlie has a pretty good guess, because Sam always loved hearing Charlie talk about what life was like back in Old Galesburg. Okay, quick explainer here, because you need to know this for the big finale. In stamp collecting, there's this thing called a first day cover. When a new stamp comes out, collectors will stick it on an envelope and mail it to themselves on the very first day of issue. The postmark on it proves the exact date it was mailed. It's basically a little paper time capsule. So one night, Charlie's sifting through his old stamp collection, and he finds something that makes his heart stop. It's one of those first day covers. It was mailed to his grandfather's old address in Galesburg. But when he looks at the postmark, the date is July 18th, 1894. An envelope that shouldn't exist has been sitting in his collection this whole time. So he opens it, and inside, the envelope isn't empty. There's a letter sent from the past. And the message, wow, it says, "Charlie, you were right. It's true. I found the third level," and it tells him and Louisa to never, ever stop looking for it because it's worth it, believe me. And who sent this impossible message from 1894? Who wrote the letter? It's signed Sam. Sam? His psychiatrist? The ultimate skeptic? The guy who had the perfectly rational explanation for everything? He didn't just start to believe Charlie. He found the third level for himself. He went back. He escaped. Which leaves us with this incredible final thought. What was the third level? Was it a real, physical place you could just stumble into if you took a wrong turn at the station? Or was it something more, like an idea? A shared desire for a simpler, kinder world? An idea so powerful that for a lucky few, it could actually punch a hole right through time. The story doesn't say, and maybe that's the point.